In those days, it never happened that a Jewish maiden, no matter what class she belonged to, would throw herself at a young Gentile and tell him, "Now I am ready to leave my faith and my people if you will marry me." No Jewish girl ever left her faith except after a good deal of courting, and unless there was a proposal of marriage with much coaxing and enticing on the part of the man, only extravagant promises and assurances, which of course could never be made good, could prompt the Jewish maiden to leave her faith. As you probably already have surmised, such was the case with Peter Semyovich Klopov. First came all the promises, and then came the disappointments. Tana, anyone can see at a glance what is your situation here. Your stepmother makes you as miserable as only human beings know how. You might even say I come to you as a sort of angel protector to save you from the yoke of your stepmother and to make you my wife. Are you suggesting that I should give up my faith and leave my people forever? That is totally out of the question, Peter. It is simply not done, and you know it. Are you suggesting I give up my faith and leave my people forever? It's totally out of the question, said I, but Peter Semyovich was clever. Yes, Peter Semyovich was clever. Oh, Hannah, my idol, listen to me. Your guardian angel I now shall be. I promise you golden castles, a paradise on earth. A paradise on earth. Your father's business is not doing well. Your prospects for marriage are shrinking. In fact, this may be your very last chance. Of this you should be thinking. Yes, of this I should be thinking. Oh, Peter Semyovich, listen to me. Your family will never agree. Immediately they'd reject us. On the contrary, they'll accept us. I'm sure they would reject us, accept us. Oh, Hannah, I'm wasting away. For your love, a good man is dying. And after I've died, I'll commit suicide. It's your fault. You'll never stop crying. Yes, it's my fault. I'll never stop crying. So what could I do? I'm not made of stone. He said that he loved me, he'd make me his own. He promised me golden castles, a paradise on earth. A paradise on earth. Hannah, my love, I promise you golden castles, a paradise on earth. All that will be yours, but for one obstacle. You must renounce your faith. And so I did. I accepted Peter's proposal. They baptized me and renamed me Anna. Then began the days of paradise on earth, which he promised me. Absolutely paradise on earth every moment, and 50 strokes with a birch rod to anyone who will deny it. Now, what I find here in actual life has far exceeded what I prophesied. You see how the women of the village shun me, and for many reasons. The first is that I never visit Mushko's Tavern. I never drink any liquor myself, nor do I treat my visitors with it. And nothing in the world brings these people together as liquor does. Besides, they envy the prosperity of our household, which is due only to my thrift. And the men, they hate me for the chastity which I brought from my father's house. As for Peter's brothers and relatives, they not only keep away from us, but have become our open or secret enemies. All these things, as well as many others, are included in that one word, Zhidovka. For the people here, that word may stand for anything they choose. Anna, for a long time now, I have realized that your fears before our marriage were not just the result of mere female imagination. As it turned out, they were the true prophecy of a mature young woman who foresaw her own future. And from this bitter, accursed thought, I cannot help feeling guilty. It's my fault that you are so unhappy here. To get rid of that thought, I escaped to the establishment of our Moshko. Not that the liquor does me much good anyway. How I long for the days when we lived among your people. Perhaps one of these days we can return. No! How can I ever return to them after they were so cruel and bigoted? Peter, she is not exaggerating. I was there the day she returned alone to claim her inheritance after her father's death. It was very ugly. Obviously, I could not have picked you out of the mob that showed up that day to get a look at the apostate, to curse at me, and to spit in my face. Don't think it was so easy what I had to go through. I suppose that's why you needed to call me Gir all the time and to abuse me. Samuel, believe me, I am terribly sorry that you had to suffer so much at my hands. But when you are older, maybe you will understand how hard life can be. People can be bitter and cruel towards the people who mean most to them. One moment I long to return to my Jewish relations and neighbors, and the next I cannot stop hating them for all the pain and abuse I have suffered at their hands. Of course, I understand. No, you don't. How can you possibly understand? You're just a child. Oh, excuse me, Samuel. I have no business screaming at you. I'm sorry. It is just that all these things have been pent up inside me for years. It is such a relief finally to let it all out. At your expense, I'm afraid. Well, I see you too have plenty of catching up to do. But if you will excuse me, I must be on my way back to the office. Somebody in this house has to pay the bills. One moment. All right, Samuel, there is something I want to share with you that I dare not mention in front of Peter. I hope I can trust you to keep a secret. Of course, Anna. Thank you, Samuel. Here it is. Several years ago, I was informed that there is some litigation between Peter and his relations. His title to this house and the other property he holds by inheritance is disputed. I always fear the worst. What if I survive Peter and his relations start proceedings against us to dispossess me and Marussia and let us shift for ourselves? Many a time I mentioned the matter to Peter in a casual way, but he merely smiles his usual smile and forgets all about it the next day. That's the way he is, unfortunately. The reason I'm telling you all this is that since you and he are on such good terms, I want you to help me to get the business settled as soon as possible. It is not so much for my sake, but I worry about what will become of poor Marussia if his relatives should succeed. The one I am most worried about is that scoundrel Dmitri, the young man in your army troop. Dmitri? Yes, ever since you had that fight with him last month, I have become very concerned. You should know that when Dmitri's father died last year, he left his claim to this house in the hands of Dmitri. Are you sure? Positive. I'll do what I can about it, but it must be handled very delicately. If Dmitri finds out I am mixed up in it, that will make things even worse. Horowitz, two beautiful creatures have asked me not to send you to the front, but to appoint you to some auxiliary company. Just ask and I'll do it. Sir, if this be your order, I have to obey. But if my wish counts for anything, I'd rather stay with the colors and go to the fighting line. Otherwise, for what was all our training so many years? And if you fall in battle, I shall not fall, sir, before I make others fall. What makes you feel so sure of it? I cannot tell, sir, but it is enough if I am sure of it. Well, I agree with you. But now let's hear what your fair advocates have to say. We'll count votes. Yours together with my own vote makes it 2 against 2. Samuel, is this really what you want? You know me by now, don't you? Yes, Samuel, I suppose I do. Sergeant, I need to change my vote. So there it is, Horowitz. Tomorrow, 6 a.m. at the town hall. And if you return, then to you I return. If I return, then to you I return. Dearly beloved, if I return to laugh and sing and to live every moment of our love. If I return slowly to do the will of God, as He bids us then. If I return, then to you I return. Only to you I return. This hand of peace. We left for the Crimea on the 20th of April on a bright spring morning. The first day, wives, families, and friends accompanied us many miles. In old Russia, landowners welcomed us and gave us vodka and cakes. They put their houses at the disposal of the officers. In those days, there was no railway south of Moscow. The march on foot to the battle area took 5 months. Samuel! Are you again trying to leave me behind? You don't seem to realize how important our relationship is to me. I am your companion in exile, your Barker. I will not depart from you ever till the day I die. Barker, go home to Marussia this instant. Don't you understand? It is a war that I am off to. You can chase me away all you like, but I'll keep on following you. Ouch! Ooh, ooh, that hurt. You want to kill me? But I understand. You want to save my life. I'll take the blows and lick your hands to let you know I don't hold it against you. You see? Now I am limping. I hope you didn't break my leg. It's harder to keep up with you. Every step hurts. That's it. I can't keep up with you. But when you stop to rest, you'll see I'll catch up. You win, Barker, my friend. It seems it is your fate to share with me all the troubles of the war. You needn't feel ashamed to admit it. We are true friends. Human beings, as a rule, forget favors rendered. This is the way God has made you. It is only your dog that wants to serve you and love you at the risk of his own life. Don't worry. You'll see how I will be a highly respectable dog. But oh, how this leg hurts me. I don't think it will ever be a normal leg again.